Hi, Chris. It's so nice to have you on the show. How's it going, man?
It's going great, Elisha. Thank you so much for having me.
Beautiful. And thank you, too, for honoring the invite. It means a whole lot. I truly appreciate it. Thank you, man. Okay, Chris. Yeah, I am quite excited to have you on the show for one, two, three. Okay, for some reasons. All right. Firstly, my interest in knowledge seeking. Because I believe in order to transition from a chaotic situation to that of a beautiful one, it takes the application of knowledge, quality information. And you see, Chris, ever since I discovered that light in the Hebrew means knowledge, and darkness means ignorance, I've been so keen to knowledge seeking because I do not want to remain in the dark. And you see, that's going to make our conversation here today very, very important to me and even to the audience. Okay, the second reason why I'm excited to have Chris on the show, the amazing Chris on the show, is for the sake of the listeners. You know, I believe there are some things that that some of the audience needs to hear you say these stuffs, in order for them to get enlightened, get transformed, get unstuck, and get educated. I firmly believe that. And lastly, that is me again. I am convinced that I'm definitely going to learn one or two things from you, Grace, from your story, your insights, and your experiences. So, for that reason, Grace, let's get started with your introduction. Talk to us about your journey, how you got here. Then, afterwards, I've gotten some beautiful questions for you. Okay, Chris, over to
Oh,
you.
excellent. Thank you, Elisha. Wow, that talk about hyping it up and making sure I need to perform. Now you give me some performance anxiety, man. Come on. All right. So how I got to be where I am today? It's a mix. It's very bittersweet. I started out working and chasing the almighty dollar, and it didn't really end well for me. I mean, sure, I hit all the goals, I ticked all the boxes. I was working for all the right reasons, but I almost wound up losing what I was working for. Which I was doing all this work for my family, and I almost wound up losing them in the process. So I knew I needed a change, and no matter what I've been doing, I've always been coaching people. And I settled on procrastination because it's tied to so many things. It's tied to productivity. It's tied to burnout. It's tied to stress. It's tied to anxiety. It's tied to overwhelm. And I myself am a master procrastinator. I mean, my origin story, actually, and I know how damaging it can be, is because when I was in high school, the last 2 years we had 2 years to do 12 art projects, and what wound up happening is I did nothing for 2 years. Okay, I did nothing. So I wound up spending Sunday night, the Monday before, making 12 art projects, and my only saving grace was actually pathetic art, and this was something that I googled at the last second, and I managed to, for lack of a better word, but being polite, I BS'd my way through it, and I actually got a better grade than the guy that spent 2 years. He worked every single day. He went to extra art classes.
Whoa,
He was coached by some amazingly good artists, and I still got a better grade than he did. He wound up getting
amazing.
an A, and I wound up getting an A plus.
Whoa.
So yeah, it was and so there was no consequences to that. So fast forward, I now think, oh yeah, I'm good, I'm great. I can just leave everything to the last minute and I'll be fine, right? But that is not a very sustainable thing. So it's at a point I did reach kind of a high level of burnout. I mean, I turned to certain vices. I wasn't sleeping. I wasn't spending time with my family, but I was ticking all the boxes and getting everything done. So my procrastination was really, in the end, it was more about self care, self love and boundaries. So that's why I sort of settled on procrastination coaching, so that I can help help you get your time back and help you realize how important it is to really, live for yourself rather than, just working or somebody else.
Amazing. I've been waiting for you to say that word, and you said it. You said help. Folks who are actually living to offer solution to a particular problem, I find them very, very wise and smart. And I love to listen to them speak because I believe their words contains this ability to cause change. And that's exactly who you are. The fact that you've got a solution and you're ready to offer it, you're offering it out to solve a particular problem. In that part where you mentioned that procrastination is tied to productivity, anxiety, overwhelm. That is the truth. Because I was once suffering from procrastination in an aspect of self-care, just like you mentioned. You know, it is time for me to, do some push-ups. And here I am saying, I will do it in an hour time. And now it comes, I keep pushing, pushing, and the day's gone now, and I didn't do it. And you say, I wish I'd come across someone like you, Dan. I believe I would have come out of it so quickly. So that's a good one you're doing, Chris. I love it. I love it. So, shall we get started with the questions?
Yeah. Hit
Okay.
me.
So let us talk about mm, the connection between, okay, how to move from procrastination to productivity. How to master your time and energy. Can you talk to us about that?
Oh, I sure can. I could do probably 10 or 12 podcasts on that. So I'll try to keep it brief. Um, so the way that procrastination is really looked and how to get out of it is you really have to know yourself first. If you don't know yourself, you're never going to win. You have to know the why. You have to know why you are procrastinating in the first place. And this is where I come in, and I look at everything. I We drill down your focus, we drill down your energy, and by energy I mean, when you wake up in the morning, how do you feel? When you get to the afternoon, how do you feel? When you get to the evening, how do you feel? And then once you've sort of gone through that, this is all a journey of understanding. Once you understand that, then you need to find your energizers and your drainers. So there are always going to be tasks that, we really dislike doing. And we would consider those drainers because when you're done, you feel tired. You really don't want to do anything else, right? So sometimes what happens is we prioritize in an incorrect way and we put our drainers first thing in the morning, or we put our drainers last thing on a Friday night, and we ruin our Saturday morning. So it's important to know yourself first of all, and then it's important to know what about a specific task. Like you used the example of push-ups and how you kept pushing off the push-ups, right? And so the first steps to that would have been to really look at it. Well, what is it about doing the push-ups that is uncomfortable to you? Is it you need to really dig down and find that pain, and then you have to understand that 98% of what we do is based on either fear, some sort of fear, even if it's just the fear of discomfort, or it's based on being uncomfortable because, well, we don't want to be uncomfortable.
Powerful. I got that. I got that. Addressing the root. I got that. Okay. So how does mindset, all right, play a role in procrastination? And let's just talk about that. How does mindset plays a role in procrastination?
Oh, for sure. Mindset is huge. Mindset is huge. I'll give you one big example. We all have things that we have to do, right? We're going back to the power of words. We all have things that we have to do, right? And then immediately when you hear that have to, there's automatically a little bit of resistance. Like, who are you to tell me what to do? I mean, we all have this to some degree. It's nothing that's really unique. We have it to different levels. But one of the easiest ways to get out of that is to say, okay, no, I'm choosing to. Because again, everything in life is a choice. There are two things in this life that are not a choice, and that's coming into this world and that is leaving this world. Those are the only two things that aren't a choice. Everything in between is a choice. So by simply changing have to either, I get to, so, I'm blessed because I get to do this, that you say, I'm choosing to do this, and I'm choosing to do this because, and you find the reason behind it. And doing that, you're taking back your power. Because one of the key things in procrastination is sometimes we feel powerless, right? Well, in actually many situations, we might feel that. So by taking back that power, you might actually be able to just switch your mindset enough to be able to get out of that. And to just sort of sum it up, um, there's a little saying, when your why is high, your cost is low. So, you really have to have that good reason behind it, and you have to choose to do it because of that reason. And once you make that small little choice, that small little switch in those words, you'll find that things tend to go a lot smoother.
Powerful. I got that. Beautiful. Okay, I want to digress a bit. All right. Are those beads on your hand? I love them. I just can't take my eyes off the beads. Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, these actually this yeah these were bracelets made by my daughter,
Bracelet.
and
Oh
so I wear them
wow.
all the time.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Tell her she did a good job. These are very attractive. I love that. Okay. So, so let us talk about, some real life example that you can share, maybe about a client who transformed their productivity using your techniques. Can you share?
Oh, oh, definitely I can. I'm not going to give any names, but so I was working with one client. And actually, no. You know what? I'm going to relate to you a different story. This wasn't my personal client, but it was actually somebody I was speaking to about another client, and I think it's just such a good example. So this person had a real issue doing the laundry. You know, they could not bring themselves to doing the laundry. They would do any of the other household chores, but they just didn't want to do laundry. So the way that we tackled that, and the way that they tackled it, is that okay, you break that task down into the smallest steps possible, and then we find where is the resistance, because again, this is all about knowing yourself and how to navigate yourself. So, you literally step it down. Okay, picking up the clothes, putting them in the bin. Yeah, I'm okay with that. All right, putting them in the washing machine. I'm okay with that. Putting in the soap, getting the soap, all that stuff. I'm good with that. Putting them into the dryer. I'm good with that. Taking them out of the dryer. I'm still not seeing a problem here. When it came to folding the laundry and putting it away, mm-mm, nope, nope. That's where I'm feeling my resistance. And so, you had to go into it and see, okay, well, what is it about folding the laundry that bothered you, right? And, it was the fact that this individual did not like to organize clothes and, take the time to fold them and put them away. Because, they had to take the basket, they had to go upstairs, they had to open the drawers. And this was a thought that was, very uncomfortable for them, right? So there were, so there were a couple of different ways that we could have gone about this. Now, the easy way is the way that this person took, and they made a deal with their wife, saying like, look, I'll do this other stuff, I'll wash it, I'll collect it all day long, just please, when it gets to the dryer portion, when it gets to folding, could you just fold and put them away? And his wife agreed to that. So delegation of certain parts of the task that might help you to not procrastinate. Now if you aren't able to negotiate your way out of it, which is kind of the path to least resistance, then we would have said, okay, is there a way that we can make folding the laundry either more interesting to you, or a way that we can make it easier at least? So, just a simple fact of maybe buying one of those little machines that fold T-shirts. I mean, honestly, like, those things that they help you fold t-shirts, right? So the point is that you look for ways to make it easier and less uncomfortable, so that you're not having so much resistance to it. If you can't, like this individual did, go off and sort of delegate that part out.
I got that. So we have to look for a way to make it easier and even um, more fun. You know, I got that. I got that. And that's actually a very beautiful technique. I tell you, because you see, that way now, the individual will be able to, you know, forget anything that has to do with procrastination because you attended to the root cause. You went down to the root, not just focusing on the fact that he's procrastinating and you give him advice like, hey, you just have to, no, 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 and stuff like that. I get it. That's a beautiful one. Okay, we have just one more to go. All right. So to bring this to an end, Chris, what would you like to leave the audience with, like a final thought? And to those ones who would like to reach out to you, learn more about what you're doing, you said some amazing stuffs and even the real life story and everything. They're amazing. And it resonated and they would love to learn more. How can that be possible?
Certainly. So the thought that I would like to leave everybody is that if you are going through some form of procrastination, then or you feel like you're not getting stuff done that you should get done, just be easy on yourself. Okay. Have some self-love, self-compassion, because you're not lazy, you're not broken. Okay, you don't need to be fixed, you're not you don't need to be cured. Okay. Procrastination at its core is a defense mechanism, and on some level it's actually serving you. Now, maybe it's not doing it in the absolute best way, but it's not that there's something wrong with you. So, just have patience with yourself and, compassion with yourself. That's honestly the most important thing I could leave the listeners with. In terms of reaching out to me, I think the easiest way is probably my LinkedIn. I'm the only Chris Abdey on my LinkedIn. And you can also find me on the website www.procrastinationstation.ca.
Great, great, great. That's beautiful. So that's gonna be the end of the show, Chris. Thank you for coming and thank you for lecturing us on procrastination. I've learned some amazing stuff and I would have to listen to this conversation again and again because you said some beautiful stuff in it. Thank you so very much, Chris.
Thank you for having me on the show, Elisha.